All right. So, definitely welcome to episode 3 of Let's Talk Landmark. Sorry for the delay of getting in and all that kind of crap.
Only 40 minutes late.
40 minutes late, but we're here. And the audio is working finally, thankfully. And
And there was
please let
much
me
more
know.
missing.
Please let me know if my volume's too high, because I can't tell here. With these on, can't tell. Definitely going to introduce everybody here. Let's see. Right to my left is Geo, Landmark Explorers, and the Morning Brew. And below me here is Devlin, Landmark Explorers, Landmark Nightlife. And if I go, yeah, like this, over there is Landmark Explorers Nightlife Pantera. Gook. And of course, myself. Everybody should know who the hell I am. Timma. I'm the Timma.
My kids even know who you are.
Yes, I am the Tinma.
Dad,
Well, let's
who's your
see. Out of
boy
all of
tonight?
us, actually, hold on. Out of all of us, who got approached in a grocery store? Hey, aren't you?
That
I
guy.
did, man. Oh my
Where
god.
where is he? Where is he to me?
The
He's
snowstorm is coming.
up there, I think.
No,
Yeah.
the other direction.
Grocery store is
Other direction.
packed, and
Up there.
Yeah.
the
Okay.
rosy-faced kid at the checkout, running the checkout line, sees me and he goes, "Aren't you Geo from Twitch TV?" My God! Looking around.
Ah, I am wearing my Walking Dead shirt. It is Walking Dead season, so but kind of getting on track here. I'm gonna start the show talking about Landmark. Um, we didn't have a Landmark live today, and I was at work and I'm sitting there and I got it up and it's about this big up in the corner of one of my screens, and I'm just waiting for it to come up, and it was like, "Where's Landmark Live?" You off time? What? I mean, I'm getting all frustrated.
Corinne
And
asked to turn us all up.
who? What?
Corinne asked to turn us all up in volume.
Okay.
Just in case, we haven't wasted 45 minutes fiddling with this already.
I ain't touching it. um, I don't know if I can honestly, because everything is running from one place to another, and I'm really not sure if I can do that or not. But I will try. But I'll let you guys kind of take over some conversation while I'm trying to figure out how to do that.
I've got my mic rather close now.
Well, kind of not really much to discuss. I mean, there was a severe lack of Landmark Live this evening, so there's not really a whole heck of a lot to say.
Well, they saw there was a Colette put a link to the forum post about recommendations. They'd like to know what we would like for Landmark Live, what the frequency, maybe how long the show is, what kind of content. Looking for suggestions. I like that we're being engaged. That's good.
Well, yeah. The questionnaire, according to this, the questions are: how often should the show be? When should the show be? What type of info should we cover? What type of gameplay would people like to see? And who should be on? And just remember, this is Landmark, not EQ Next. So,
Um, let's tackle them one by one. Get everybody's opinion as it comes here. I mean, we got chat, so even the people that are in our chat right now can put in their input. I mean, that's what that big box is for over there, so you can actually see what people are saying.
Absurd.
So, what was the first one?
how often should the show be?
How often should the show be? Every week.
every week?
every week.
Every week.
Yep.
Weren't they doing that for every week for a while? At
Yep.
one point.
I hate
Okay.
skipping weeks. I mean, they could be sitting there picking their nose over something, and or just telling us some of the inside, and bring in a one of the developers. Bring in one dev. Bring in Darren. Bring in Michael. We haven't seen either one of those guys in forever. You can bring in Josh. You can bring in anybody that works on the game, and have them be on the show, and just do a introduction show for each one of the devs every single week that you don't do a patch.
That's not bad. So
And-
every week we meet somebody new,
Yeah,
or maybe somebody we've never met before.
yeah, exactly. I think that would be awesome. I would love to see that. I mean, and not do do a show kind of like what we did with Steve Klug, and be like, tell us about what it is you do. Tell us, what was the hardest things that you worked on, and that sort of questioning and stuff that is, or just have it to where, okay, we have this developer that's going to be coming on this week. What questions would you like to ask him? And have that up in the forums, and just have players submit that stuff. Go for it. Go, George.
Yes.
Okay, here's my logic. I support you wholeheartedly, man. I agree with your
Yep.
agreement.
But
Here's my reasoning. If this game was in closed beta and they'd done it as a real closed beta where the public couldn't see what's going on, I'd say you do a broadcast whenever whenever it suits you. But they opened this thing up to the public. We all bought into the alpha and the closed beta, and this thing is as public as it gets for development. So every week, guys, every week. I'd love to see this every week. I think logically it should be every week because the whole thing's so public.
And I like the idea about bringing in multiple developers or multiple people,
Yes.
like having two people have like Terry and Rosie, and have the third seat be filled by random mystery guest. And whoever random mystery guest is, the questions depend on what they do.
Or
Like get the combat guy in and have a lot of combat focused questions that week, and so on and so forth.
well, Dex is our community lady. She is the community lady, and she knows how we are, and kind of we want the meat and bones of stuff, right? So, and she's the one that handles most of the forum stuff now, anyway, being that a lot of those people are gone. So, she would be, like one person, and then you'd have, that developer on, and that would be the off week. And then when we do patch week, that person would be Terry or whoever's handling it for that week.
I saw that.
Or
I saw that
whatever.
mentioned on the forums.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the forums. Yeah, it really.
That way, if we see Terry up there, we're like, oh, it's patch week. That's what that is. So, that's the way I kind of look at that. But, I think it'd be kind of cool. Just
so you can have an alternating show on. You can even basically you have, and going on to because we're starting to get into the one what's what type of info should we cover? Because we got patch notes, which is patch week.
Mhm.
Employee introduction and future.
Okay, Terry got big hands.
Yeah, he does.
Look
doesn't
at
he?
that. He's got huge.
Wait, hold on.
It's like
In case
massive
somebody
hands.
And the stream hasn't seen this yet. I work at a call center. I can't get up very often, so I brought my water jug.
Uh-huh.
Holy crap!
And
Good
the joke was prior to the show was I was glad he brung a jug and not Depends.
God.
And Pantera, what is that thing's name?
Thud.
Thud.
And I actually have two of them because I thought I had lost it.
How on earth did you lose something like that?
Someone was gonna say I had no idea where it went, and think I found
Man, we got to make
underneath
you
a
a
pile
hat
of
for those
clothes or
things.
something.
How big is your house, man?
There's nothing. It's a pile of dirty laundry, not a pile of house. So, but
I
its
still think you
brother's
should get
its
one
brother's
for
name
each
is
side
Juan.
of your head.
All right. I'm
Make 'em
gonna
half.
I'm gonna try to do something here. Hang tight, guys. Everybody complaining about sounds and all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna
Twin
see.
Falcon wants one.
Well, if
Texas
he's got
convenience
two,
stores.
one to drink from, never mind.
Texas convenient. Dude, I've never seen one of those here, ever.
You have
See-
a Valero.
Right down the street.
Valero.
Right after this show, I'm going to check.
All
What's
right.
its brother's name?
Hey, there it goes. It says it's better.
All right. Sweet.
Hello,
had-
everybody.
I had to turn it up in Skype, so that was the reason why.
Well, there you go.
Sorry, guys. Okay.
Yeah.
So, though it is about to deafen me in here, so okay. You can't hear
All right.
us.
So, over the last 51 minutes, the only thing anybody has missed is the fact that we think it should be Landmark Live should be weekly.
Yeah.
That is the only information we have covered thus far.
Yep. So what was the second thing that they wanted to know?
When?
It was when should it be?
When?
Now,
This is going to be self-serving.
on the morning show earlier today with Pantera and I, we had an idea to alternate times every week. Because I know a lot of people like it in the morning, and a lot of people like it in the evening. Have 1 week in the morning, 1 week in the evening.
Well, this would be great because they could be doing the patch day stuff early in the day.
I know a lot of people like it in the morning.
And then have the developer show at night.
See, there's the
next
thing.
week.
I'd rather watch the patch things, and I'd rather have the patch things at night. So,
Yeah.
But this is where it starts getting into that really self-fulfilling
Yeah.
thing about, what we want to see. I'm trying to think about what's going to be best for everybody in general. I mean,
Yeah,
what
I think to get the European market and the U.S. market middle of the day here in the States.
Honestly-
so that not
honestly-
too late for the folks in Europe.
In my opinion, go back to the way it was before, where it came on at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, whatever it was before.
Yeah, but the Europeans missed that. It was
No,
kinda
they
like-
don't. They don't miss it. It's called replay, highlights.
Jeez.
No offense,
Yeah, but we want them in
guys.
the chat. We want them participating in the chat, man. That's really.
What? Well, you got it early in the day now. Now us here in the United States can't.
Hold on.
even,
Wait a minute. Wait. Are you going to be willing to watch it in replay, Tenma?
Yeah, I already do.
I'm not. I'd
Okay.
rather not.
I already do. The only one I can actually
Most
make
people would not want to watch it in replay, though.
it. Yeah. Well,
That's all I'm saying.
I mean, you can sit there and talk in chat all you want. Half the time, they don't even listen to you in the first place.
No, just you.
Yeah, they don't answer my questions. They're like, oh, don't ask that crazy guy. He don't know what he's doing. But yeah, they never answer my questions anyway. So
I honestly would see whatever got the biggest numbers. Whichever time slot gives you the biggest numbers, do that. That's it. Whatever gives you the most viewers.
Are you applying logic to this?
Yeah.
How dare
Damn
you?
you, lad.
What's wrong with you,
The
man?
nerve. Well, look,
Blind
that Friday
logic.
Q&A, they had over 1,200 people.
or maybe
Yeah,
just
it's the first time
balance
they had
it
that
out.
many in a long time.
Maybe just balance it out. I mean, you went from 7 p.m. all the way down to now what 2 o'clock p.m. So take a medium, 4:30, 5, or something in between the two. I mean, 4 o'clock Eastern.
I got a request once a month for if you do Landmark Live weekly, once a month, do it in a big room, pack the entire team in there, pass the microphone around to everybody. Let them.
One big show a month would be nice. Maybe, yeah, that's not a bad idea. Couple
I
smaller
don't,
shows,
I don't know
one
about
big show.
everybody. I don't know about everybody all at one time. I really bring in like 7 at a time.
bring them all in once a month, man, for a big giant Q&A. I think it'd be yeah, man. Get Smedley in there. Get his cute little dog walking around biting people.
You gotta
I
have
wanna
you gotta
punch
have
that
like
guy.
questions to have a Q&A, man. You just I don't know if they should do a Q&A session that often. I mean, unless there's really that much information that, number one, we want to know, and number two, that they can divulge to us. That's just me, though.
Apparently, Malware Bytes thinks that Skype is a malicious program. Or maybe it's just the people on it is getting mad at.
Unless there's really that much information.
I keep
My
hearing
very conditionally.
I keep hearing, yeah. I hear
who
myself.
who has the stream going?
Malware Bytes thinks that.
I have it going, but it's muted, just so I can watch chat.
Oh, I had it on. Sorry.
Yeah, just hit the mute button. You're good.
Like, we
Ready to-
haven't had problems for a full hour, and you didn't think about muting it.
Well, make sure it was testing it.
He
Make
was
sure
che-
it
he,
was working.
he was just checking behind me. It's all good.
All right, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I think just bringing in like 7 at a time. That way, like one from each department or something like that. And if we have a particular question for a particular area, or say it was the design or drafting or whatever you want to call it. Over in one area, you have engineering in one area. You'd have programming in another, and everything else over here or something.
I would love for them to get into the minutia of how these different elements they're bringing into the game are built. I mean, show us the minutia. We don't get to see that stuff. I'd love it. So let's say like what does it take to create one of these outfits, or what does it take to create a new texture? Man, get the team in there that does that.
They might not want to show us. It might be easier than we think, and then we'll complain that it's not being done.
Well, and it might be such a
I'd
thing
enjoy
where,
that though.
Yeah, you might enjoy it, but I mean, I can see where a lot of people would just be like, get to something good or get to something interesting and chat.
Well, if you take something like that, and let's say you have a Q&A, and let's just say the Q&A would have every week they would answer something on like development. The next week it's something on the blueprint. The next week it's something on, kind of break up the Q&A a little bit.
I think it would just be awesome to learn how the inner structure actually works. I mean, me personally, I'd love to work for a gaming company, and I mean, I've got a bunch of them right down the road from here. But I'd love to know how, the different people kind of interact with each other. Do they sit in their little cubicle all day and they don't speak to nobody, or, I don't know. What does it take to be this person? What kind of languages do you need to learn how to program in, or what assets do you need to learn to be able to do the kind of things that they do?
Entertain and inform us.
Yeah, I think it'd be kind of cool. So
bread and circus.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, you got different programming languages, and each company is slightly different in one way or another in what it is that they program in. It'd be kind of cool to kind of be like, hey, you need to go out there and learn C#.
Oh gosh, during the anniversary show, something I love the outtakes, the weird wacky stuff that they showed. The mistakes, the things that they broke, the bugs. Yeah, that was cool.
I like that.
I love to see it. I loved it, man. I'd love to see more of that.
I did not like seeing the human male head on the female body.
Oh, that happened to me this morning.
that was beyond disturbing to see.
Or yesterday, yeah, that was.
No.
I had a bit weird. I had a joke for that, but I'm not gonna go there.
No.
It's okay. You can go there. Wait, no.
No, we can't. No, we can't. All right, what was
another item on that list that Colette had?
We've already been over a little bit of it, and I had started counting my fingers. It was, what type of info should we cover?
I think we covered
and we've already been dabbling it into it. Like I said, there's background, there's personnel, there's future, there's blueprint, there's specific update stuff, bug report, contests, Anything else? I mean, pretty much we want them to cover everything. Really, it's not like we say, "Oh, I want you to leave that out."
It's an hour long, and
Does it have to be?
an hour goes by quick when you're streaming. I don't care what you say,
As we
an
as we
hour
just
goes
found
by
out.
quick. But at least for me, it does. I mean,
Now it goes by quick, man.
but then again, my average stream is about 4 hours, on average. But yeah, and usually I'm sitting there going, "Oh yeah, I got like 5 more minutes. We're gonna end the stream and all that." And all of a sudden, 30 minutes later, I'm like, Devlin's gonna kill my ass because I'm all up in his time zone. So, but yeah, I mean, it doesn't take very much to fill up an hour's worth, as long as you keep talking, while you're doing the streaming and verbalizing whatever it is that's in your head. And me, it's all confused up there anyway, so it's all good. But
Well, also reading what Ketavari put in chat, fun conversation is fun conversation when it comes to
oh
business
God,
and stuff like
yes.
that.
Oh,
Please,
I, I
I'd
don't.
rather you make it shorter than add a bunch of.
Yeah.
Fluff.
Yeah. Now, this goes back to the conversation we had on Monday about all the fluff crap they had in the Q&A that had nothing to do with jack crap. I think that right there hurt more than anything and really made people very discouraged to ever sit there and watch you again.
And I was waiting for somebody to bring this up. I actually went back through and I rewatched it, and it's not as bad as it initially was. And I will admit I was kind of overreacting. Not
We
as
overreacted.
bad,
Okay.
not as no, I don't know about you, but
We got called out on it, man. Did you see
I
the
saw
tweet
that on
today?
Twitter. I saw
Yeah,
that
we
on
got called
Twitter that
out.
we did indeed
Fair.
get called out, but we were not overreacting to the point that other people were. We are not overreacting to the point that other people have been. But like what Tenma just pointed out, it does make it. I'm not asking for extreme professionalism when it comes to it, but at least a kind of focus, aim in the general direction there. I think that's what kind of really it turned me off on it, because there was not a lot. It didn't seem as though there was a lot of focus.
Well, it's a Q&A, and it's a question and answer. I can understand a little bit of joking around, but for the most part, people won't, with this type of a transition between, going from, Sony Online Entertainment to Daybreak, we were kind of expecting a little bit more seriousness in getting the answers that we were looking for. We could give a rat's petunia about a milkshake.
Well, we're not. I don't think we're really going to get the answers that we are all collectively looking for, because I mean, they have specifically said that there are some answers that they're not going to discuss. There are some things that they cannot discuss, and there are some things that they just plain do not want to discuss. And as one human being to another, I respect that. Understanding legal parties and legal stuff like that, I also understand that there's just some stuff they just plain cannot talk about. And there's some stuff I don't think is really relevant at this point anymore. I mean, we all just need to kind of deal with the fact that there have been extreme changes that have been made, and that either we can get used to it or not.
Well, it kind of goes into the military response for that, which would be suck it up.
But no, there's not wanting to talk about it and it being relevant is different than can't. So if they can't talk about it, and if it's something or if it's something, I detest when it's once again, and it happens all the time in chat and everything in person. If people would just get the fact that and there should be a big stream on the bottom. This is not a talk about Next. On the bottom of the screen, this is landmark. And half the questions in chat, well, when's open now from open, when's AQ coming out? And I think we discussed that last week, where people just aren't doing the research and they're getting that instant. No, there was a couple streams ago, not on the one we had, but the whole instant gratification. No, that was the behind the scenes thing. last night. People are just going for this whole instant gratification. They're not doing the research, and so the chat's filled with just the wrong questions.
Well, just
And
almost as much as you can like dish out about instant gratification, that goes into most of the games that have been put out over the last 10, 15 years. You know, I I want my puppy and I want my puppy now type deal.
I want a pony.
Yeah, I want my unicorn.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry, but they've already flat out said as much, and anybody that has known anything about game development or has even
Yeah.
taken part in anything like this in the past knows that what they're doing with Landmark is a very different thing than what anybody else is going to be doing. And they flat out said that they're going to be more open about Landmark, and they're going to be keeping things in with Next shrouded in secrecy, as they should. They need to slowly trickle out that information and
Indeed.
make us hungry for it. That's what they need to do. That's how marketing works. It's just how it goes down. So I understand that people want that information, but they need to understand they're not getting it. Not right now. They'll get it when they get it, but not right now.
Just so you know, I did send him a message to Steve Klug, and basically, telling him, hope everything's settling down over there for you guys. And he did respond with, thanks for thinking of us. So, the stuff that's going on over there, they're going through more pain in the butt than what we are. Even though we have no information, they have a little bit of information more than we do. But honestly, the people that knows what's really going on has a higher pay grade, and which is Mr. Smedley, and that's the guy that I really would love to smack in the face because he's not openly telling anybody anything. I think that he really needs to run a stream and tell people either that or do a recording.
Or
Telling people
like
about what?
A State of the Union.
Yeah, like a State of the Union. What really is going on, with the company.
I would say that we know everything that we really need to know at this point. Both games are still in development. Both games are still moving forward. We're players. That's all we really need to know.
It'd be
That's
nice to
just
see
me,
him
though. I
involved.
mean-
It'd be nice to see him on Landmark Live.
Well, I mean,
Not all the time. Once, even once would be great.
when we play a game and we pay money to help that game keep going, whether it's buying cards, the monthly little bit here on the side, for all access pass and all that kind of stuff. I see that type of an investment is I have become an investor in the company. So that's the way I look at myself. I'm like a shareholder because I put money into it. And if we can't know the state of the way things are running, at least a little bit, it may keep me from ever putting any more money into that. And I think that's where a lot of people are kind of looking at this. It's like an investment. I'm investing in this because I enjoy this game. But if this game isn't going to, be kept up or whatever, then of course they're going to try to find something that will replace that little part of their life, in some form or fashion. Did I make any sense with that?
No, you're right. I mean, but that's how you feel, and I don't think anybody really has any kind of merit or ground to argue with you about how you feel on the matter. I don't personally agree with how that I don't feel the same way you do, but I mean, I respect the fact that you feel that way.
Well, I mean, take it into. I can take you back to like World of Warcraft. Hell, I was playing that like in pre-beta, and I played that all the way up for like God knows 6 years, 5 years, some ridiculous number there. And I mean, I was heavily invested in it. Especially after you pay $15 a month, and buying a few little things here on the side, like a stupid pet that you'd love to just punt down the road or something. Plus buying all the expansion.
Not just a monetary investment.
Yeah, it goes beyond the monetary because you have so much investment.
time investment. I mean,
Yeah.
some
Okay.
people are emotionally invested in this game.
Yeah.
Okay, so to play the devil's advocate here, I will go ahead and ask a difficult question and say, where do they, Daybreak,
Mm-hmm.
draw the line to us, the investors or players, on who gets what kind of, I guess you could say, privileges as far as that goes? Because one could argue that, yes, we are all very invested in this. Everybody who's put money towards this is invested. But can we all honestly say that everybody who has bought into Landmark at this point is as much invested as the next person? I think the obvious answer would be no. Some players don't even play the game anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So do they just get put off to the sidelines? Do we, the people who do streams, get some kind of special treatment? Do we not get special
Well,
treatment? Do people who do get special treatment and other people who do not, do they have right to be upset about that? Where is the line drawn? I think that's why they cut it off at they make the game, we play the game. I think that's why there's that divide right there.
Well, one thing they need is they need more promotion. They need a lot more promotion, and we do it. We do it, but there's a lot of people that are streaming Landmark who don't have any visibility unless we happen to find them and host them on our channels. I would love to see. I would love to see Landmark Live or the Landmark Game channel. Man, they have got it's such an untapped resource to promote what they're doing and to bring more people in to see Landmark. All they need to
Except for
do.
that one day. They did it for one day.
For one,
Yeah.
they need to do that regularly. In fact, the Landmark Game channel on Twitch, I'd love to see that be like a TV network, so to speak, where you've got some streamers that are streaming regularly. Uh, you know, host them on Landmark Game, and there's people that have started streaming after the SOE Insider program closed, so they. Well, yeah, but we're on
Well,
our channel, so our channel is
You
already
were
there.
streaming before. I was
Yeah,
not.
yeah. But there's people that I love watching who've been streaming Landmark who didn't start till last couple of months.
That's the point. I'm just reinforcing it.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
agreeing with
yeah,
you.
yeah.
there's
So
there's
they should
actually
host them, man. That'll bring more eyeballs because when that channel goes live, people haven't turned off the notifications there,
well
and all they gotta do is run a little live thing and hit the host button, and then wham.
well I
I think
mean
it'll be.
oh, gosh knows this kind of takes us back to the thing we did for the kids. I mean, we were there was quite a few
Extra
of us
Life?
that signed up for Extra Life, and they hosted us on the Sony channel.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
they played like Landmark for a little while, then they played EverQuest for a little while, then Planet Side for a little while. If they kept that thing going to where it was like at least like 4 days a week, the promotion for their games by itself would be pretty darn badass in my opinion.
I'd
But
love to see them
it's
on that
waste.
on that Landmark Game channel. I don't know, once
Oh.
maybe twice a week for an hour at a time. I'd love to see them have one of the devs, Skype into one of the other broadcasters and have the dev play Landmark and just play the game and have the picture of the other broadcaster in there playing with them. I think it'd be a blast.
And not on their own. I mean, Pentapod does it, Tuesday nights at.
On our own channel, but I mean, do
Right,
this on
and
the
they're
Landmark Game
on the-
channel. Yeah, get Darren McPherson out there and get him joking about claim versus claim combat or
Okay,
something,
so-
or the large human.
So yeah, large humans. Geez,
Yeah, that guy's a large human.
that guy
Holy
is a
crap.
large human. But okay, so again, taking the middle ground here, playing devil's advocate. Who is to choose? Who is the other streamer there? And what other criteria to be made for that kind of thing? I'm only bringing these questions up because I can see where something like this, a lot of people could get really upset. Oh, why did blank person get picked and I didn't?
I'm gonna
Right now,
I'm gonna give you an
because-
idea.
Okay.
5 people are streaming. There's like nobody streaming right now. It'd be easy to pick from.
I just opened up just the Daybreak Games channel, which used to be the SOE channel, and they changed names and all that kind of stuff. They have 11,790 subscriptions or followers.
Followers, yeah.
But they have over 2.7 million views. All right? 2.7 million views. That could be used in so many ways to promote their games. Even if they don't have the followers, they've got the views. In other words, people are coming in and checking out that channel when it goes live.
And
Why
I think
isn't it being used as a resource?
Well, I think this is a great suggestion. I'm not. This is the first time I've heard that suggestion. So, message to for Colette, I guess, because I think, isn't she in charge of all the social media? And
it would still take.
I think she's got the power to take an idea like that and really
it would take
a
dedicated person to monitor that channel. It would have to. You'd have to have somebody in there to monitor it, or have a
because
certain
you can't have anyone being hosted there and can't have any bad language and that kind of stuff. It's all got to be top shelf stuff.
Yeah, I mean it has to have something to monitor that, because I mean you're playing around with the the overall look of how the company looks to the public.
Yeah.
And you got that's like me when I accidentally cussed a few times while I was streaming.
God, Timba.
And I was like, oops, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that.
Oops.
But, yeah, I mean, you would have to be doing it, but still, it's one heck of a resource. I mean, no matter how many numbers you have on the followers, that always grows the more you actually. But that's just on the SOE page. That's not the Landmark page.
Yeah.
That was just SOE by itself. If
Well,
you,
I think Colette, well, she's wearing lots of hats out there, but dude, she is a greatly untapped resource. She's fantastic at broadcasting. Wow, she can multitask like crazy, and she's good. She's very articulate, and I enjoy all the streams that she hosts.
Yeah, well, I mean, Dexella is awesome in front of the camera. She's comfortable behind the camera. You put some of those other people that we've had, hint, hint, they aren't quite so comfortable when they go, yes, you have 5,000 people watching you right now, and you're like, it's different. I mean, heck, I can remember the first week or two that I was streaming, and I was talking to myself. How you doing? What's up?
Yeah.
I didn't know what the hell I was doing. So, yeah.
Did any of us really? I know I didn't.
That kind of brings us to one of the other questions on here. What kind of gameplay would people like to see? As far as doing this.
I know what
streaming.
Kind of gameplay I want to see. I want to see show us stuff that we have not seen yet that is on test.
Yes.
I mean,
You mean things that we don't have access to yet?
Yeah, little stuff. But I ain't talking about. Don't show me the big picture. I don't want to see the big picture. Show me some little stuff. That's all I want. Just give me
some conceptual stuff and say, hey,
some
which
conception.
one of these do you guys like, man? We can go in this direction, here. Which one do you like? Yeah.
Here is 8 new, I don't know, hats. Pick 3, and that's all you're gonna get. Or something like that. I don't know. I'm just.
I could see that working out very well. They just have a claim set up. They have 3 doors set up, all linked and triggered. Okay, we take a vote in chat, A, B, or C. We only get to pick one, and whoever wins, we get to pick that feature to showcase on that day, and the other 2, you guys find out whenever the update comes out.
Or kind of like Carolay just said, show us things that they're working on and how it breaks things. Be like,
totally love that.
It worked on the test server. It worked fine on the test server. I don't know why it ain't working for y'all.
What kind of gameplay
So-
would I like to see? I'd love to see the devs griefing each other in the game.
No.
Well, I need to step back for a second
Who can
because
dig the biggest hole under somebody first? I mean,
I-
make them fall to their death. I don't know.
I just had a flashback. Geo, do you remember when they were showing us a lot of the videos and they showed us that really big monster that was storming through the wilderness and
Oh,
crushing
yeah.
things?
Oh yeah! Oh my God! Yeah, that was.
Wasn't
Where
that neat?
is it? I
Wasn't that
want that.
Wasn't
You
that
know.
next?
Yeah, wasn't that next? I'm pretty sure that was next, not Landmark.
I don't care. I still want it.
I don't care. Bring that sucker in, man. Let him stomp around and squish a few people.
I mean, they're already talking about having it. You know, well it already does that. When you take a sword and you destroy something in the world, you know, a few moments later it rebuilds itself, right? Drop that monster in the world. Let him just casually just walk around the world, and it takes like 20 people to kill it, you know. But as long as
Put
it's
it in Angel
alive,
Bay.
as long as it's alive and it like storms through, you know, just walks all over that particular island and destroys whatever comes across, and you know, if it destroys your claim, whoop-de-poo, it rebuilds itself. You know, you treat it like, you know, the PvP model. You know, if the monster enters your claim, it automatically turns into PvP zone for that moment. It gets destroyed, he walks off, and it turns back. You know, it rebuilds itself, and it
I love
drops
that
off of
idea, man.
PvP.
I love it. And people can just go to their claim and say yes or no. Toggle that. Yeah, sure. I'll participate.
1K just had a fantastic idea out there in chat.
I think the game needs to bring in more draw, and it may not be as effective, but this community can create that draw that is needed. More in-game events, weekly events, player-made events sponsored by our streaming community. I would love to do that if I wasn't working. I would still be doing, you know, the community builds and all that kind of stuff if I wasn't working now.
If we all
This is
had
the
more
hard
time
part for me.
bandwidth in order to do something like that, I think that's a good idea. But yeah, a lot of us are just seriously, honestly, just pressed for time. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I don't still do stuff like that is just time now. I mean, you know, not doing college anymore and going back to a full-time work.
Tim,
So-
I got a hard stop. The wife just got home.
Okay, well, let's see.
But I'll leave my camera rolling so the screen doesn't rearrange.
Okay,
I just mute it so you can't hear her screaming at me.
just bring her in and scream at her in front of the camera.
Oh yeah.
Be like, "What are you screaming at me for?"
That chick's
And
dynamite with a sledgehammer.
You gotta give her the
I'm not
crazy
kidding.
eyes. You gotta give her the crazy eyes. What are you screaming at me for? I got you on camera. Don't you touch me. I will.
You get a cardboard cut out of you.
Good show, guys.
Yep. Yes, we need a cardboard cut out of you. Draw one up, Pantera. You got one around here somewhere. I just saw it earlier.
Oh, but yeah, I can't stick it up there.
Hold it up like that. I would. I'd love to see more monsters. I mean, we have like what, 4, 5 monsters.
I don't count the mushroom.
Yeah, 4
I
plus a
don't
mushroom.
count. I don't count that either. That's
Is it 4 plus a
environmental to
mushroom
me.
or 3 plus a mushroom?
Slog, chomper, wisp.
We need more than that.
Do we really only have 4 monsters, including the mushroom?
Actually, yeah.
Slog,
No,
I
chomper,
didn't
wisp.
think about that.
and the mushroom.
Abomination.
Oh yeah.
Abomination. So
Okay, so it would have been 5 minus the mushroom, which nobody
the
ever
mushroom,
counts
it's 4.
anyway.
they count for some weird reason.
Yeah.
I want things that look like chests that are monsters and rocks that are monsters, camouflaged ones. But, you know, if we're going to, I think we came up with this last week, if it's going to be this whole separate game, why can't they just come up with a few that are might not end up in EverQuest next?
Now, I'm just a question. Did they ever say whether or not the monsters that we have in Landmark are going to be in next or not? Because I didn't know. They haven't said they are not or they are not going to be in. next?
I'd love to see more monsters, and I
But I don't
mean,
know, Devlin. I really
Okay.
don't.
if
All right.
even you can even put it out to the community and be like, hey, draw us some pictures and we'll make it into a monster, or something like that. That would be awesome. Because I got some ideas for that. I
Like, create a
Comes
monster
more poop
contest.
shrooms.
yeah.
I've
I
Oh, I
never
thought you,
heard that
I
term before. That's brilliant.
I thought you said poop shrooms.
No,
I
boom shrooms.
I would turn those mushrooms into a little bit bigger with feet, kind of like Mario. You know?
I was
Now,
thinking of Mom
uh,
and Dad Save the
now
World. But
you know
yeah,
what
Like
happens
Mario.
if you get those mushrooms mobile.
Oh, that's ugly.
That's what you get.
That's
You
evil.
get a creeper.
That's
You get a creeper, man. That's all you get.
yeah. Well, I still like the idea of rabbits and stuff like that on the top layer. That are
Like
they
passive mobs.
passive mobs on the top. I mean, in the wisps would be included with that, but they're the actual ones that would attack you. Everything else would be passive. You'd have like Leprechaun just said, wolves, bears, cats, eagles, and all that kind of stuff.
Oh
Stuff that
my.
I could attack. I could attack. And if I get too close to some of them, yeah, they would attack me. But then you had others that, you know, you could just walk right past them. Like bunnies and little crap like that. That way, it's not an aggressiveness up on the top layer. But once you go underground, line of sight, they jump on you or something like that. Just something a little bit more violent underneath the ground. But at top, you got less likely to be attacked in some form or fashion.
What would you get out of them? The same thing? Loot,
Well,
copper,
whatever it needs to start out. I mean,
leather?
you may get some basic materials that you could get like in tier 2 or tier 3 out of those mobs. And of course, the drop items for like clothing and stuff, so they could actually go underneath the ground.
Yeah,
Just
I was about to say
start,
that.
the starting area thing, stuff to really get you started in the game. And and I honestly think when you create a character, you're already wearing like a basic gear of some sort. Because I went back and I went on one of my other accounts, deleted it, brung it back up from scratch to see how hard it was to get that first suit. Something that I could
It's not
actually
easy.
combat with. It is not easy.
It's not easy at all.
And I think you should at least have a basic armor that may not have the stats of some of the other stuff that you craft, but still has some stats. And then automatically you have at least a sword or something already in your bag, so you
Now
can get started.
they could do something like that. And they already have some of the items in place already to do something like that, right? I forgot which item it is, but it's like an anklet that's like it has like fur lining on the inside of it.
Mm-hmm.
You could use that to I mean, you could kill like X number of, like you said, rabbits and have the resources in order to craft that.
A mini
And
quest.
you could have like deers and things like that in order to get the hides in order to craft basic leather armor.
Or
And
couches?
or couches or things like that. Yeah, I
Well,
mean, just I mean, I know that you said that as a joke, but that's right. I mean, why not
well,
just open it up a little bit more?
I mean, look at it like this: you have the achievement system is already in place. It's there. You could utilize the achievement system to actually help you guide you through what you need to upgrade your weapon at least a little bit or something like that. It'll walk you through the steps based on the achievement system. We really haven't heard too much more out of the achievement system now that we have it, and everybody has blown through it in a matter of a few moments, but it's still the basis and beginning points of really getting newer players involved in stuff. Getting that, okay, I need X number of pieces of wood, and when they expand it past the 101 and we start going into like 201 and whatever the next one would be, you have to get 10,000 blocks of this and 10,000 blocks of that, and you start getting more and more materials build up. um, I just think there has to be something to help the brand spanking new player really get involved in the game. I did also notice that there's a crap ton of windows that opens up when you make a new character too.
You
And
know what I
half
would
of
like
them
to
you don't
see,
even know what the
honestly?
heck they are, and then you start just closing them all out, and you never see them
Something
again.
really simple to do. It would add a little bit of depth to the game. It would reinforce a little bit of lore in the game. Instead of having it open up with the video sequence by Dave that we have all seen at least once, that it cannot be skipped. You
Mm-hmm.
open up with your traditional video game FMV movie sequence about whoever it is your character is piercing through the universe, landing at a portal spire, and then your new player experience kicks in. You have something like a guide, an NPC character, like a merchant or someone, not anyone mobile, but somebody who sticks around at the portal spire that helps you out and gives you pointers and tells you what to do.
Yeah,
In-game starter
yeah.
tutorial.
An in-game start, a tutorial person, an actual guide guy
Like
right
a little
there.
bit, like a little mini quest.
Yeah, like a little
Just like
quest
every
person.
single other game has.
Yeah, I mean it's a simple little thing, but just somebody. I mean, just a maker or something like that. Somebody who's been there, somebody who understands what the travelers are, because that's who we all are in game. We're all travelers, and says, "Hey, okay, hey, look, I know you probably have a lot of questions, and here's what you need to do, and here's some of the things that you can go do, and once you get these things done, you get certain items, you know, your basic weapons, your claim flags, and whatnot, and then you can go place a claim, and then everything else is all up to you."
Well, I mean, I can probably expand on that to where, once you do your initial achievements, it automatically opens a new achievement that you have to go talk to that guy that you're talking about. And when you talk to that guy, he gives you a bunch of new achievements that you got to go out and do, which would be right in line with what they're thinking about without actually giving quest. Because I think if they go along with what Dave and they have been talking about, is you would do your own quest on your claims. So the quest would actually be made by the players and not by the game half of things.
Yeah.
So it would be something along that lines, but you just have that one person that just gives you the next set of achievements
I mean, if
instead of automatically unlocking.
just I mean I've been reading chat and things like that here, and I've tossed this idea around a couple of times, and people say it makes it too much like every other game. But honestly, I mean, for a new player experience, for somebody who's just coming into the game, it needs to be a little bit streamlined just right there at the beginning, like what Pantera said, just the same way every other game has. An NPC character that points you in the right direction, a guide to just kind of point you where you need to go, and then once you figured out the basic stuff, you're on your own.
The last
And
time I went to a game and it went, there you are, and you're sitting there looking around going, okay, now what? I played 10 minutes and left.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
I'm gonna have to agree with DMG on this. The NPC's name must be Dave or Dave Smoke Jumper.
I sent out a tweet that because I had to rebuild my computer, and so I loaded the landmark back on there, and the first thing I saw when I turned it on, Dave. And I was sad.
Uh,
And I sent out a tweet. It's like I saw on this smoke jumper and thing. Like I think you should get royalties, and he retweeted. Yep.
Dave's my boy, but the person I miss the most is Jeff. I really do.
But
I
this
miss
is
Jeff the
kind of
most.
this is kind of getting into what I was talking about earlier. I mean, it's yeah, I feel more for the people that are still there because that survivor's guilt thing we've talked about before. But honestly, I mean, yeah, these guys, they aren't working there no more, and yes, the games are still moving on. We all need to deal with that. We seriously just do.
Well,
That
yeah.
sucks. Yeah,
I,
Pantera. I can
I'm
only imagine loading the game back. Aw, but yeah, it just nah, just. I don't want to sound so crude as to say get over it, but I really do think as though we really do.
Yeah, it will come with time, but still, it's like it's kind of like
It's a shock. It
yeah.
is.
And I don't know. Hopefully, they'll stick around and actually, hang out with us, in the the streams and stuff, at least interact with us still, because they were a tight knit person with us. For a second there, I thought that was glass, and it was just going to make a sound when you tossed it.
No.
Just throw it against the ground. Yeah.
Fun story. If you do that with a big lighter, it explodes.
I dropped the lighter one time and it fell. It fell like this far, just went.
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough of that. Sorry.
I don't know what the heck you're talking about. All right. We are coming up on the hour mark right now. We got about 2 more minutes left. So, so tell us, Devlin, how much time have you got before you start your work and all that kind of stuff?
Well, from what I understand, my job was supposed to start last week, but last I heard, I'm supposed to be starting. Let's see here, on March 5. So
Wow,
that's
you got a lot of time then. All right, sweet.
yeah. Well, not a lot. I mean, it was a 2-week delay. Yeah.
Still 10
So
days.
a little bit more time to go. I'm still hoping that something shakes loose here, so where I don't have to keep doing that. Because at this point, because my hours have also changed, if I have to work that, no more streaming, because it's going to be right in the middle from the morning brew show time straight through right in the middle of Landmark Nightlife time, which means I can't do anything at that point. Before I would still be able to be a voice on the morning brew, but no more Nightlife. Now with the new hours, it's a no-go all the way around.
Yeah, I know the feeling. And so, Pantera, are you taking up the mantle?
Well, I currently have it, so I'm gonna try to. I've still got my whole come home, sleep, and on the doing headset, computer screen for 10 hours before I even get home. So maybe once or a couple times here and there, but not in a full-time position, but definitely as a fill-in.
Sweet, that's gonna be awesome. Yeah, as long as Devlin comes back every once in a while and slaps you upside the head, it's all right. But
Get it right.
That's right. He'll pop in on you when you least expect it, and be like, "You're doing it wrong." But with that, I think we're gonna end our show for the Let's Talk Landmark tonight, and the next Let's Talk Landmark will be on Geo Show on Monday. So with that, Devlin, you got any final words?
No, just I mean, we're going to be doing, at least I'm going to be streaming for a little while here in a few minutes over on the Landmark Explorer channel. So beyond that, nope, nothing. Hope everyone enjoyed the show.
Pantera?
No, same as what he said. Go out and build something. We'll come see it.
Geo, if you got anything you would like to say? No, I don't. Okay. So, all right, guys.
You should have like a picture you could stick up there.
Yeah. Actually, I might be able to hook that up. So with that, we'll see you on the next show Monday. See ya.